Hi, amazing artists. I'm Mrs. M. I am your art teacher. I hope you didn't forget. Today I'm sitting outside in my yard and I'm enjoying the season. Did you know that we are now in a new season? That's right, it is not summer anymore. Now it is fall, or we could call it autumn. When it is autumn, we notice some things. One, it starts to get darker. So when my kids would be playing outside until 9 o'clock, now when it's 8 o'clock, it's really dark. The second thing I start to notice is that it gets colder. And I love wearing a sweater and a t-shirt and being able to be outside. The third thing I notice is that the leaves start to change colors. So you really have to use your spy eyes and start looking around your neighborhood. Start looking outside around the school and see if you can spy how leaves are changing. Right. Time for our mantra. Are you ready? Repeat after me. I am an artist. I am creative. I make mistakes, but mistakes are great because they help us learn. Today's special word is observation. We will observe leaves, leaves of different sizes and shapes. We will also be inspired by the colors of fall. There are 3 warm colors. Red, orange, and yellow are the warm colors. Let's use the warm colors to be inspired by fall. When you start today, go ahead and start filling up your background any way that you want. Remember last week when we tried? Today's word is to observe and to try. We'll be observing leaves, but we will also be experimenting and trying a new way to fill up our paper with the warm colors of fall. I decided to try squares. Start filling in my paper with all the different warm colors I have. I turn my paper looking at it in a different way because remember, artists change their view. They don't just look at it in one way. Another thing that I decided to try is by adding swirls and different interesting lines to fill in my background. Which way can you fill in your background? Can you add lines? Can you add colors? How about crayons? Crayons add a different value to your paper. When you're done filling in your background, it's time to pick a leaf. I'm deciding to pick a leaf that is a maple leaf. And you can see that a maple leaf has these little edges and veins that go down. I started with the stem that goes right down the middle. And then I turned my paper and I started to draw the leaf. A leaf is symmetrical. That means the same on both sides. But it's kind of hard to draw a perfectly symmetrical leaf, and many leaves have been crunched or broken, so it's okay if your leaf is not symmetrical. When I started, I used a Sharpie, and I noticed that my Sharpie was kind of dried out, so I switched to a different one. I also noticed that it was hard to use the Sharpie on color crayon. So I'm starting with a line that is symmetrical on the other side, and I went over it probably 2 or 3 times. Once I'm done with the lines on the outside, then I started to add the veins that are on the inside. I did decide to take a color crayon to make my lines darker. When we're creating art, we can use many different kinds of lines, thick lines and thin lines. That way we emphasize different parts of our artwork. Continue to add in veins, continue to add in lines, and you can try a Sharpie, and you can also try a crayon. I had to experiment to see which one would be the very best, and I also had to go over my leaf many times. When you're done, don't forget to sign your art. The word of the day is observation. I want you to observe the world around you. Go on a walk, look outside, enjoy the beautiful colors of the season.